Bret Hart's been a busy, busy man over the past couple of weeks, bashing people left, right and centre, and now he's took another dig at the entire company and their handling of Summerslam and their refusal to give him a seat. And how ironic is it, folks, that I'm currently walking through the park trying to find a seat to sit and talk about Bret Hart, but either or, folks. Bret Hart, the best there was, the best there is, the best there ever will be. He's not a happy man, you know. He's took aim at Gunther. I don't know, was his comments about Gunther before SummerSlam? Because then I wouldn't be surprised if that's why. So yeah, he made an appearance at the Fawn Comic Con. WWE Hall of Famer Bret Hart shared a story about being invited to the 2025 SummerSlam PLE, and I quote, "I don't see anybody beating my storytelling or my wrestling style. They don't even wrestle like that anymore. If you want to watch wrestling, if you do love some of my matches, some of my great pay-per-views and stuff like that, I don't think you're going to find them anymore. Maybe never again. I think it's a different era now in the wrestling. I don't even watch it anymore. I mean, hardly. I went to SummerSlam, they invited me down, and this year for WWE, they told me they wanted me in the crowd, and they told me once I got there, they didn't even have any seats for me. But I noticed Kevin Nash got a seat. I maybe finally realised I don't think they really fully appreciate me, even after Hulk Hogan's passing, that there's no appreciation for anything I did." End of quote. So, right, that may sound like Bret Hart's having like another dig at Hulk Hogan, but what I think it actually is, and yeah, maybe I'm misinterpreting it, right, to Bret Hart, because we know he doesn't like Hogan, right? That's a given. But what I think he's actually alluding to is the fact that legends don't last forever. Like, obviously, you know, they do. We'll always remember them, right? But sadly, everyone dies. We've all got a time, right? We're all going to punch it at one time, right? Whether it be tomorrow, 50 years from now, we're all going to die, guys, right? Unless some mad technology gets discovered and then we all get to live and resurrect it and all that good stuff, which, as great as it would be, I don't know. But is Bret Hart saying, like, here, none of us guys, the legends, are going to last forever? Especially so close to a legend's passing, they get me to come down, and then when I get down, they say there's not a seat for me. I can see why he feels completely disrespected there, you know, because, I'll be honest, on this channel, we're not Bret Hart lovers, right? We're not going to completely stick up for the guy all the time, because he comes out with some bullshit, if we're being brutally honest about it. But what I will say is Bret Hart is well and truly a legend. Like, there is no two ways about it. Bret the Hitman Hart is a legend. He is one of the greats, right? And he will never be forgotten, his impact on the business. And that's a fact that you want to talk about a guy that revolutionised it. Bret Hart's style of wrestling, which I do think's boring, but he brought a whole new element to professional wrestling that we'd never really seen before. And I mean, obviously there was other guys, but for me, Bret put it on the map because he was like the first world champion to do it, right? So yeah, there's the big Stevie Cool on a Tuesday morning here, or Tuesday afternoon, giving Bret Hart his flowers. So I think he's meant it in a sense of, like, legends don't last forever, and it's like, you know what, they should be more appreciative of us guys, but instead they waste our time, they get us down here and do that to us. But at the same time, for Bret, I don't know if there's any proof to this, right? He says he went to SummerSlam and they invited him down, they wanted him in the crowd, and then once he got there, they told him they didn't have any seats for me. I don't care, right, if they've ended up selling out. You can produce another seat for Bret Hart. You can push the seats together 1 inch, man, and create a wee bit of room for the Hitman. But to me, folks, this is nothing new. See this whole disrespecting the legends gimmick that Bret's going for here? Look at the state of the current product. It's never been worse, right? And they constantly try and tell us that guys like Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns are just as good as, like, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Hulk Hogan, The Rock. When we all know it's bullshit, you know what I mean? They try and pretend when a woman does, like, a Grand Slam, oh, that's as good as when Shawn Michaels did it in the 90s. It's just fucking not. I mean, let's not, you know what I mean? Oh, so, Charlotte Flair's won every belt, you know, or Becky Lynch I think it's Becky Lynch. Charlotte Flair hasn't won the one of the mid-card belts yet, right? You know, it's like, no, just shut up. See when Charlotte Flair's won, like, what, 12 world titles, but she's won double what Hulk Hogan won in WWE or WWF back then. Are we honestly gonna try and pretend that Charlotte Flair's better than Hulk Hogan? But like, you hear, like, I'm not saying Triple H thinks that, because of course he doesn't, but it's the way they market these like current guys and women, man. They try and pretend that they're on a level of the guys in the past, like, and I don't really like Bret Hart. You know what I mean? I think he's a bitter bastard, and I do think his style of wrestling's overrated, but I can still massively appreciate what he did for the business. And, you know, Bret Hart is a million, and I mean a million times better than Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes. A million times better, man. Honestly, the people that say that he ain't just haven't watched anything Bret Hart has done. And that's a fact, man. That is a fact. You watch his heel run in 97, right? You watch the match against Austin in 1997, WrestleMania 13, right? I mean, that year, the feud with Michaels, you know, the Hart Foundation against like DX, even in WCW, yeah. I mean, no one really looks fondly of it, but fuck me, what Bret was doing in WCW shits over what all these jabronis are doing, man. You look at him and Bulldog at SummerSlam, what a match that is. Bret has his place in wrestling history, and a great period of wrestling history. The Montreal Screwjob, like, I know, you know, we can say what we want. Oh, was it real? Was it not? I mean, for me it was real, and Bret's just an idiot for actually thinking they were going to let him walk out the door with the belt, but he still got his part to play in it, even though he was completely unknowing. So yeah, I mean, these guys, it's just, they're shite, and the wrestling, the legends do constantly get disrespected because they are getting compared to people who are just simply inferior, and not just inferior by hair. They're not quite on their level. There's a few levels between. No. There is a million fucking miles between guys of the past at the top level and guys of today at the top level, because that's it. I mean, the proof's in the pudding. What more do you need to see? Look at when, like, Cody Rhodes came into the business, Drew McIntyre, right? All these guys, hell, even fucking CM Punk can be held accountable into that as well. It's like, these guys had to wait years for wrestling to go on the decline for them to actually truly get pushed into a main event scene, especially with McIntyre and Rhodes. At least Punk can say he was in the main event scene, you know, towards the late 2000s and in the early 2010s, but he had to wait a few years at the end of the day. So yeah, I mean, I think that's where we're going to leave this video about Bret Hart. I stood up for him here, and I don't think it's a Bret Hart problem, man. I'm not saying Triple H doesn't have his beef with Bret Hart, but look at what they did to Goldberg. You know, Goldberg and Bret. Well, Bret doesn't like Goldberg. Goldberg overly fucking cares all that much, but look at that Saturday night's main event, that promo after it. I mean, that's disrespect, and I don't give a shit what. They give him a match. No, fuck that. That's Bill Goldberg. You know, that isn't some fucking jobber like Sami Zayn. That's Bill fucking Goldberg, alright? So, yeah, constant disrespect to these legends. We've seen it for years on Legends shows, man. They just don't do them fucking justice. Never will, never have. And, yeah, that's where we'll leave it. Bret can continue on his warpath against the WWE, because I like it, Maggle.